So we had talked before, you have a deep background in journalism. And so I can see why you want to lean toward transparency and matching people with information with weDstll, which is kind of the foundations. But I really want to hear your take on why specifically the beauty industry and why weDstll is targeting the beauty industry with its app.
I think that for me, it was always about giving people the right information they need in order to make informed choices. And I think that it's so important, especially in the beauty industry. So much rides on our how we feel about ourselves, really, and that plays a lot into the decisions that we make. Beauty is also extremely personal to me. In the journalism industry, I always felt that I had to try and fit in, and worked really hard to do that, and even at the expense of paying attention to myself and what I actually needed. That actually led to discovering much later that I have ADHD. And if you have ADHD, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. Gaps in memory sometimes. Oh, there's my dog, Rico.
Hello! What a great guest appearance.
So funny. Gaps in memory sometimes, missing words sometimes, trying to pick up mid-sentence, and not really telling everybody that I was going through a lot of those challenges because I felt a dire need to always want to fit in, you know, and maybe a fear that people wouldn't understand what I was going through. So it wasn't until I was doing my MBA that I was having some of the same challenges. And I got tested and found out that I have ADHD. And it's interesting, Jessica, for me, it was such an emotional experience for me because I felt it was for so long, I thought there was something wrong with me,
Right. I mean, finding it out later in life. I mean, not that late in life, but not having it on an early diagnosis. I'm sure you might have felt robbed a little bit.
I did. But I also realized that had I had the courage to tell people what I was going through, instead of trying to look outside of myself to what everybody else is doing, how everybody else looks, how everybody else is performing, I would have talked to other people about my challenges and probably would have arrived to a much earlier diagnosis and saved myself a whole lot of pain. So I believe that beauty for me is personal. It's about how you feel inside, and you can't really live the best version of who you want to be if you're not surrounded by the people that you trust, who are going to help you get there. And that's what weDstll is about. And that's why I decided that for me, that is what beauty is about, really. It's about feeling great. It's about feeling like, you can conquer the world. It's about defining who you are on your own terms. And if the people in front of you are going to align with who you are. So, and that's what I'm trying to achieve with our new platform that's coming up.
And can you give us kind of the functionality of the platform weDstll, because it is going to be soft launching here in the new year. So explain to us a little bit about what the foundations of the platform is and what really you aim to achieve. Let's go. I know, right? Well, we're going to have a perfect answer, right, for the second question. So dive right into what weDstll is. The good news is, I can edit this, so it's a little bit more seamless.
You're like, thank goodness, right? Oh my gosh, thank goodness for editing. We're like, we'll fix it in post.
I know.
Okay, so
weDstll. Talk to us about the platform. Third time's the charm.
So basically, you go onto the platform, you create a values-based profile, and that's around shared values and lifestyle. after that profile is created, then you are matched with brands and people that align with that profile. If you choose to work with those brands, then those brands become an aggregator of content, services, and products specifically. So yeah, so we're really focused on hyper-personalization.
Hyper-personalization.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hyper-personalization. So you're really, streamlining the choices that you get, reducing the fatigue of having to go through so many products that you really just don't care about. You just want something that's going to work, that's going to match with your lifestyle, that's going to achieve your goals, really. So.
Right. Yeah, you're helping with the paradox of choice for sure.
Absolutely.
And when you talk about values-based profiles, kind of broaden a little bit about what you mean by values-based, because it's not just where the product is coming from.
Exactly. It's around sustainability. If you're focused on sustainability, if you're focused on, giving your money to brands that are maybe owned by women, give back to the community, donate to charity,
Mm-hmm.
women, brands that want to empower consumers,
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
we
what are
make sure that when a consumer is putting their money behind a product, or if a person's putting their money behind a product, that they know that, it's a product that they can trust. Because as you know, the reality is that people want brands they can trust. They really do.
right, right.
So this is about breaking it really down so the consumer knows exactly who they're giving their money to.
Yeah. And what I love about weDstll from the research I've done is that there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to what you value.
Absolutely.
There is no right or wrong answer, so it is all personal. And that kind of forays into my next question about, there's this constant tension between what beauty is, what the definition of beauty. We tend to talk about one thing, and then brands, media, they tend to instill something else. And so I kind of want to get your personal outlook on beauty definitions and how you see beauty defined.
I think beauty is defined by you, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that we should be allowing people to define what beauty is to us. If we do, then we get into the issues of depression, comparison, nothing's ever good enough, because we're trying to live up to a standard really that really just does not exist. Everyone has a standard in different parts of the world, right?
Yeah.
Our standard might not be another person's standard.
Yeah.
In different parts of Africa, in different parts of, of South Asia, or, you know what I mean? I think
Absolutely.
It's just a recipe for disaster. So for me, it's about defining beauty on your terms, and it's not allowing anyone to define that for you and you trying to like wiggle yourself into the mold. And that's what we're trying to do. We really want people on this platform to define their unique sense of beauty. Mm-hmm. And we will surround that person with the products and the people that align with that definition.
And as you said, you are soft launching in January, but people can sign up.
The hope is.
Yes. We don't want to guarantee anything.
Launched, right? But as you know, it's technology and there are delays, so.
Right. But people can go up and go online to weDstll.com and sign up for an email, so they can be the first ones to know when you are ready to launch.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Awesome.
By then we'll be in our soft beta. So the likelihood is that they will be able to gain early access.
Okay, awesome. So I want to pivot a little bit because we are a sleep company and we love sleep here, and we absolutely believe sleep is a part of the beauty industry, even though it's not always married that way, or presented that way. So I want to ask you how you see sleep fitting into your platform, or do you ever see it fitting into your platform, and how sleep and beauty, what their marriage is for you.
I think sleep is obviously we know sleep is extremely important. I believe sleep is a part of wellness, and that is where we will be moving into. That's the goal. Mm-hmm. So it is very much aligned. I know that for myself, if I don't get a certain number of hours of sleep per night, and you can see it in my skin, I can't think properly. I'm sluggish,
Yep.
I'm not quick, right? And I'm miserable,
Me
frankly.
too. Me too. Especially being pregnant right now. If I don't get sleep, oh, I'm
And
a bear.
you eat any and everything that you can get your hands on, right? I know at least I do. The way my thought process in terms of what I want to eat, right, what I want to consume is just, out of whack, really.
Hmm.
So to me, sleep is a very important part of just being able to function, right? You look better, you feel better,
Hmm.
you want to actually put yourself out there into the world.
Right.
It's extremely important.
Why do you think the beauty industry hasn't fully embraced sleep yet? I mean, I think it's happening. I think it's coming. Sleep is becoming a little bit more on people's radar. But when you think of beauty, I don't think you necessarily think of sleep, especially the beauty industry.
I think because we've been so fixated on the appearance,
Mm.
you can't see sleep.
No, you can't. You can feel it, but not see
Right?
it.
You can feel it, but you can't see it. You can't, wear sleep on your face.
Mm.
Sleep doesn't make people money.
Mm.
So in the way that, selling, I don't know how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of tubes of lipstick might.
Right. Right.
So I think that may be one of the reasons.
Yeah.
um,
Do you see a shift at all? Do you see, like, I mean, we see it, but we're also very privy to it because we're a sleep company and we're a textile company, and so we are honed in. But do you see beauty starting to embrace sleep as a form of your routine, of your beauty routine?
Yes, exactly. Yes, I do actually. I think there was an article that I read not too long ago in glossy.co
Mhm.
about sleep, bedding, mattresses moving into the beauty category, the beauty industry. Because when you think about it, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. I
how
mean, it makes
being
complete sense to
rested,
us.
well, yeah, but being well rested plays a lot into how you look too, how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is your skin glowing? Is it clear? I know that when I don't get a certain number of hours of sleep, I start to break out. You
Mm.
know, the more sleep, mind you, you can oversleep too. I think I know that
Yes.
when I too much sleep, that's also not good. But if I can get a good 7 hours of sleep per night, some people might not need that. I certainly do. Then my skin looks better. It feels better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that plays in even how people perceive you when they look at you, and even
Mm-hmm.
how you perceive yourself, because
Yes.
it reflects in your skin and
Yes.
many other things, really. So I think it's a huge part of that,
Yeah. I mean, we
and
couldn't
should be.
agree more. Yes, it should be, absolutely. It's harder to come by than people think. We did a recent interview with Daniel Poulon, who is a dynamic health and fitness strategic leader, and he was talking about how when you don't have sleep, it is like your main preoccupation. Like when you're not able to get sleep, you do all of these things to be able to achieve sleep. So it's funny how if you are getting enough sleep or just enough, it's not on your radar, but when it's not there, it is fully on your
100%.
radar.
Well, of course, it's like topic of mind. It's like front and center, right? Yeah.
And a question we ask all of our guests on Beyond the Sheets is, what is one thing you do for your sleep every day?
For my sleep every day, the one thing I do, I
Yeah.
try and go to bed as early as I can.
Mm,
I really do.
good
Is that
for
what you're
you.
asking? I don't make sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
absolutely.
noticed that when I go to bed later, even though I may get the same number of hours, I'm not as rested.
Yes.
Earlier I go to bed, the more rested I feel, and I enjoy getting up in the morning, and I enjoy when it's so quiet, and you can make yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and read in the morning
Mhm.
before the light, the sunlight comes out, right?
Right.
Outside. Yeah, for me, that is my quiet time. I really enjoy the early morning. So I try to go to bed early.
Early to get up early. Yeah. And so I want to end kind of on weDstll, because I do think this platform is really exciting, and I know how much work you've been putting into it.
Yes. Not just me, but other people as well.
Right. You have a whole advisory board, and yes, and people can go onto your website and read all about it, which is wonderful. Seems like you have a very shared vision.
We do.
Which is lovely. But I kind of want to end our conversation on how you see weDstll in the next year. So we're going to be optimistic and say soft launches in January. How do you see this platform? I mean, I'm going to go big here. How do you see it affecting the beauty industry?
Well, because we're really focused on hyper-personalization, it's really about giving people exactly what they need and they want. It's not bombarding people with all of these products that they're not going to buy. And also too, reducing the fatigue, the shopping fatigue. I don't know about you, but when I go on and I can't find something I want, and I'm spending time like looking at products and reviewing content and all of that, I get exhausted by the time I actually find something that I don't want to look anymore. So wouldn't it be wonderful if you could just get exactly what you want, or a number of products that you want, and then really spend that time just looking at those products and enjoying that experience around them? That would be pretty awesome in my book.
Yeah.
No?
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And instead of just being tired and annoyed when you get off, when you get off the website or close the application. So that's what our goal is, to really focus on streamlining that experience for the person. So it becomes more, of discovery and experiential, and not, frantically, researching and trying to find something that you may never find, right? Because there's so much sitting in front of you.
Yeah. I mean, I know this word is highly overused right now, but the access that you're giving us, the beauty industry, I mean, and even myself, who is someone that studies it and is involved, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming for a lot of people, myself included. And being able to trust those product recommendations is just, it sounds like heaven to me.
Yeah, you get a lot of information, but a lot of information that you really don't want, and the information that you do want, you can't find.
Yeah. Isn't that so interesting? It's like when you want to find certain qualities or things like that, it's so hard to find. So yeah, I'm very much, I know I'm signed up for weDstll. I'm subscribed, so I'm ready to see what's out there when you guys are ready to launch it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the support.
Yes.
We can't wait. We're excited ourselves.
Yeah, and thank you so much for hopping on the phone with us and hopping on Zoom, even with our little technical difficulties.
I know,
we made it through.
Exactly.
We made it through.
Having me. This is wonderful.
Yes.